Hey everyone, before we start, let's first talk about Xin Zhao's items and runes. Going to the items, the first thing I'll get is Youmuu's Ghost Blade. Since Xin Zhao is a ganking jungler, he would benefit a lot from the additional MS that it gives. It also increases his overall burst, making his ganks a lot deadlier. Second item I'll get is Trinity Force. This increases Xin Zhao's power spike as well as give him a bit more durability. This is especially good if you're snowballing the game, and it gives you the potential to carry your team. Then the third item I'll get is the Stasis Enchant. This allows you to buy a lot of time in team fights with your ultimate as well as an enchant. You would usually go for the Mercury Threads if they have a lot of crowd control, but you could go for the Plated Steel Caps as well if they are an AD heavy team. After this, we go with the Death's Dance. This increases your overall damage as well as give you more durability overall. If you're able to burst down a target with the Triforce plus Ghost Blade, then you'll get some HP back, making your sustain a lot higher, especially when it comes to the team fights. After this would be the Sterak's Gauge. This would also give you durability as well as more damage, allowing you to be able to DPS squishy targets as well as tank them at the same time. Then the last item I'll get is Guardian Angel. This is very important, especially when you get to the late game, since respawn timers are quite high, and having a second life would allow you to buy a lot more time for your carries to deal as much damage as they can. Combine it with the Stasis Enchant plus your own ulti, having a Guardian Angel would buy you even more time in a fight. An alternative item that you could go for if your Guardian Angel's on cooldown or if they have anti-shielding is the Amaranth's Twin Guard. You could replace this with the Steraks if they have Serpent's Fang or the Guardian Angel when it's on cooldown. Going to the runes, the first rune that I'd go for is Conquer. Xin Zhao can stack this pretty easily and he would benefit from the stats that it gives. With the additional AD plus Omnivamp, he could deal a lot more damage as well as become more sustainable in team fights. Then the second rune I'd go for is Triumph. This would increase Xin Zhao's damage when the opponent is low on HP, as well as help him get more HP back when he's able to get a takedown. An alternative rune for this would be Hunter Vampirism. You would only go for this rune if you would want to play more defensive and be more sustainable in fights. But otherwise, since we're building a burst build, Triumph is much better for Xin Zhao. Third rune I'd go for is Hunter Titan. If the opponents have a lot of CC, then this would decrease the duration of those stuns. If they don't have much crowd control, another rune that I could go for is Nullifying Orb. This increases your durability and prevents you from getting bursted down, especially against those pesky assassins. Last rune that I'd go for is Pathfinder. This would increase my overall roam, give me HP and mana when out of combat, as well as making my ganks a lot faster. Another rune that I could go for is Mastermind. You'd only want to go for this if you're confident that you could win the early game with your team and secure the objectives. So that is it for Xin Zhao's items and runes, and I will see you guys in game. Going into the game, I'm going to be showing you how to play Xin Zhao jungle effectively. In this matchup, we're currently up against Kayn, and on a Xin Zhao versus Kayn, this should be advantageous for the Xin Zhao when it comes to the early game due to having stronger ganks. But once we get to the late game, this would largely depend on what form their Kayn will go for. If he goes for the red form, then he might have an advantage in the late game because of the fact that he scales better than us. But if he goes for the blue form, this still would be an advantage for Xin Zhao when it comes to team fights. In the end, the most important thing is Xin Zhao's early game if we're able to pull off early ganks. If we get early ganks, this will translate into gold for us, plus helping our team get ahead. The clear that I'm doing here is a red side clear, but instead of starting at the Krugs, I start at the red buff because of the fact that Xin Zhao is one of the few junglers who can pull off an easy level 2 gank. Speaking of which, Thresh is doing a cheese gank at the bot side, and in this scenario, this goes to show how strong the red buff start is. Getting an easy gank into the bot side, once getting a knock up onto the Thresh, even if he flashes, Riven still has the ignite, getting the first blood. So even though Thresh is able to harass the Riven early, since we started at the red buff, we're able to immediately help our Baron laner. After getting the gank, we go back to our Krugs, into the Raptors, then probably go for another gank if an opportunity arises. Xin Zhao's clear is quite decent, and one tip I can share with you when clearing with this champion is to always use an auto attack before using a skill. That way, it would make Xin Zhao's clear a lot smoother as well as a bit faster. Seeing that Kayn is at the top scut, there are two options that I'd go for, either the bot scut or the blue buff. I went for the blue buff but as soon as I saw eye control were there, I had no choice but to go back because of the fact that I don't have mid priority as well as their Kayn being there on time as well. Jax, really low at the bot side, thought of going for a gank, but as soon as I see Riven get the solo kill, I looked to engage the Kayn, but their Twisted Fate had priority. As soon as I saw the 1v1 trade, I immediately go on the Kayn because I know that I would have the advantage in the matchup. As you could see, he's not able to do anything. We chase him down with a flash and get a kill for our team. Overall, it's good for us because we were able to get a 2-for-1 trade. We also secured the bot cut, and with that, we're able to get our level 5. Really good start since our bot camps are gone and invading the blue buff is quite risky. We have no choice but to go back, buy our items, and clear our top side. While clearing the camps, always look at the minimap for possible ganks that you can go for. Since I'm at the top side, I could either gank the mid or the dragon lane. Looking at the mid lane, our Lux has lane priority, so another lane that I could go for is probably the dragon lane. Twisted Fate uses ultimate, looks for a gank at the bot lane, Riven is able to escape, which is good for us. I continue to farm my own camps, looking for another opportunity to gank, and after clearing the Gromp, this is the perfect opportunity because their bottom lane went aggressive and I could go for a counter gank. Even though both of our laners died, I'm able to get counter kills for our team. 2-for-2 trade, but for me this is an advantage because I got more gold, which allows me to be able to snowball the game. Unfortunately, Riven goes down on the bot side with a 3-man gank. Their Kayn is able to respond appropriately because he saw me at the top side, then he responded going for our bot lane. Our tower lost 3 plates or 4 plates, which is Jax's specialty, and that is why you don't want to leave Jax alone, especially if he's able to get a kill. I tried to chase him down, but as soon as my second skill doesn't hit, I had to go back to my own jungle and start clearing again. I take the red buff, and with dragon spawning in 1 minute, all I want to do is farm my camps and be ready for the objective take. We still should have the advantage when it comes to the dragon fight because of the fact that we're able to get a lot of kills in the early game. I wait for the scuttle so I would know if Kayn would go for a trade or he would contest the objective. Riven gets the scut, but I'll just give it to her since she probably needs a lot more money right now. I buy Mercury Threads because looking at the lineup, they have a lot of crowd control and this would help reduce them. Clearing the top side, looking for another gank. Their Kayn is postured to go for a dragon and we're also in position to contest. Going to the blind spot, I don't know why their Kayn randomly decided to TP there, but we go for the immediate punish, and without their jungler, this means that we would be able to get a free objective. Looking at the positioning of the enemy team, they all went back as well, got their first item, and this would be not contested. We secured the dragon, looked to see if we could contest the Rift Herald, and seeing their position, Varus and Thresh are both at the top side. Most likely this would be a free Rift Herald as well, unless their Kayn is able to get a steal. What I'm doing right now is waiting for someone to try to zone the Kayn so we would easily get this objective. As soon as I see Riven help, I secure it with the ulti plus smite combo, get a kill as well, chase down the Jax since he's alone. Riven decides to dive as well, but as soon as I see Jax use his third skill, Twisted Fate with his own stun as well, I have no choice but to flash out safely and go to the mid lane to use the Herald there instead. Looking at the towers, our bot and top tower are quite low, so we still should be able to get the first blood tower, but they should get a trade at the top side. Riven is pushing the bot, getting plates there as well. I go back to buy my items, going for the second item, Triforce. Once I recall, I look at the camps, look at the map, all of my camps are up, so I want to clear at least my bot side camps before doing anything else in the map. Jax is pushing the bot lane, and knowing his potential on pushing, I have no choice but to protect the tower. He would be able to destroy it in just 3 hits. Zone him away to prevent our tower from going down. And once you do that, clear our Krugs, get the red buff, and probably look for a gank or go to our top side to clear our caps. At this stage of the game, we're quite strong, but the only thing that we need is for our Vayne to get kills as well as our Riven to win against the Jax matchup. We can't be comfortable because you know this is solo queue and things can always go south if we make a mistake, especially if we get a shutdown. Varus gets a sneaky steal onto the blue buff with a Thresh hook plus Varus ulti. I had to use my own ulti for safety purposes. Place a control ward because there's a high chance that it's warded. But as soon as I see their Thresh there, my teammates are in position to help as well. And what I do is I follow my team to look for a gank onto the Thresh, put him pretty low. I'm exhausted, but since we're quite fed and Kayn doesn't have his form yet, he doesn't deal much damage, so we go for a punish. Twisted Fate is playing a bit greedy, gets our Vayne down, but overall, this still should be an advantage for us since we're able to go for a 1-for-4 trade. With that, we recall by our Trinity Force, and this is another huge power spike for us. Look how fast I can deal damage later on, especially when I hit their carries. Jax is still trying to push the bot lane, but with Riven there, she's able to defend the tower and prevent Jax from being a split push monster. Jax goes in for the Riven, forced to flash out since my team is there, go in for the punish, third skill in, and get another kill. Kayn shows up with Twisted Fate. It's gonna be 2v1, so I had no choice but to go back. But as soon as I see the tower go down, I immediately go and engage Twisted Fate. And look how much damage I'm dealing right now. We're able to take him down in one combo. Even though our Riven dies, we're there to get the counter kill. 2-for-1 trade plus a tower, which is worth for us. We buy stasis since the next important thing is that we don't want to die and give our shutdown gold. I could have went for the death stance, but in this situation, I played it a bit safe. Clearing the Raptors, look for another gank, seeing that their Varus and Thresh are alone. Senna uses Shroud, we go in to look for the chase. Fortunately, Varus has Edge of Night plus a Lantern. We poke him a bit, but with Senna's Snare, we're still able to take down the Varus. Getting a advantage before the objective spawns, deciding to go back because I remember that my bounty is quite high and I don't want to risk losing it. Look for the free Rift Herald instead. This should be an easy take unless their Kayn is there to steal it. Looking at the positioning of their team, they're not gonna be able to contest. Kayn randomly shows up. He's able to actually steal it. I was caught off guard, but we're able to get a kill in exchange. And with that, their jungler is down. With the dragon spawning, this should be free for us right now. Topside, Riven and Jax are both fighting each other. Riven with a solo kill, which is huge because Jax is one of the opponent's win condition. Currently, it's now 3v5, so the opponents should not be in position to contest this. If they try to contest, most likely, my team would be able to poke them down. Twisted Fate randomly goes for a stun. I missed my second skill, very unfortunate. I still have my flash, but I decide to save it since I have a lot of move speed with the Phage plus my Mercury Threads. Invading their jungler, I'm looking for their Kayn. He hasn't transformed yet, most probably going for the blue Kayn since he went for the Electrocute route. I look to secure the red buff, but as soon as I see my own positioning, it's quite risky and it's not worth getting the red in exchange for my own life since my bounty is currently at 1.1k. I go back to my own jungle since all of my camps are up, and seeing my gold, I already have enough to buy Death Stance. So what I do is I just clear the top side before going back. With the recall, I have it available. I ping my team to wait. Now I go down, clear my bot side camps. Vayne is taking my Raptors. It should be fine because I'm currently at 12k gold at 11 minutes, which is higher than 1k GPM, about 1.2 right now. Unfortunately, Riven goes down on the top side. She's able to at least get a tower out of it. And I go to clear my bot side camps because there's nothing else that I could do right now. The most important thing is that our Vayne gets gold so that she would be able to carry us when we get to the later stages of the game. Thresh goes in with the Proto Belt. Nice dodge by Senna. They use Rift Herald instead. I go to the mid side to look to defend, and I immediately go to the Kayn, activate my ultimate. With this, they can't deal any damage because I basically counter 3 of their champions. And this is another good thing about Xin Zhao is that he's really good at defending towers. With the use of my ultimate, we immediately counter 3 of their champions, which are Varus, Twisted Fate, and Thresh. Look to chase down the TF, but as soon as I don't see him anywhere, I just go and clear the lane so that our minions would have priority in the top side. With Baron spawning, this is another objective that I could go for depending on the situation of the game. Jax is still trying to split push. He's getting his items, becoming a bit scarier as the game goes on. That's why I want to end it as soon as possible. Vayne goes for a gank at the top side, takes down the Twisted Fate. This should be enough distraction for me to start the Baron. That's why I started. Just in case they're able to arrive, I can just disengage because I'm quite strong in this state of the game. Varus and Thresh goes for a face check, sees that I'm starting the Baron. I have no choice but to flip since it's quite low. Kayn is going in with a flash, and we secure the Baron. We go in for the engage, look to go for the Jax. We still have Zhonya's plus flash just in case. We chase them down. I still have my second skill. I decide not to chase them down because of the fact that I'm half HP and go to clear the mid instead. Looking to use our Baron buff to try to destroy as much inhibitors as possible. Poke down the Twisted Fate, put him really low. Unfortunately, he lives with 1 HP. I should have used my smite there. Thresh goes in for the engage. We put their Kayn really low as well, but I'm placed in a pretty bad situation and we fall down. 1k shutdown for the Varus. Pretty greedy for me. Should have not went for it, but it's okay because at this stage of the game, not only am I strong, my teammates are quite strong as well. Vayne is able to take down the bot tier tower, and there's a fight happening at the top side with Riven Jax fighting each other. While waiting to spawn, I tell my team to push, but looking at the top side of the map, Jax is still chasing down the Riven with Senna and Lux there to help. They're able to get a kill. This would mean that their Jax will be not available while my team is able to push. Their Kayn was able to evolve, get blue Kayn. He tries to burn down the Lux, put her pretty low. Good thing there's fruits there. She's able to live with 1 HP. Immediately bursts him down. Riven chases their Thresh, dodges Varus' ulti. I look to chase the Thresh down as well, but with Riven's damage quite high, she's able to kill her by herself. Vayne is able to get another kill at the bot side, takes down their Twisted Fate, and with 4 of their members down, this should be a GG push for us. Getting the bot inhibitor tower, taking mid as well. With 2 members left, I go in, poke down the Jax, put him low, and with their Nexus open, I go in, try to poke the Varus, put him very low as well. Wanted to take down the Jax, but the game just finished right there. Overall, this goes to show the potential of Xin Zhao jungle and how strong his ganks can be and his prowess when it comes to the team fights as well. 91% at Master Tier. We get MVP. Props to our team for being able to do their job as well. 22k damage. Most damage dealt as well as most damage taken. 12-1 and 7. Could have been 12-0, but we got a bit greedy. But it's okay as long as we get the win and we're able to carry our team. Hope you guys enjoyed our Xin Zhao tutorial, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Ciao, ciao.